Hello, friends. It's your girl, Venice Antoinette.
And Amber Monique.
Here with another episode of
Sip
Sip
and
and Spill. And we have a very special guest today. The beautiful, the legend, the amazing. Girl, yes. You know you're a legend. Stop. So go ahead. Tell the people who you are.
Hi, I am Brooke Sabre on Instagram. Everybody calls me Brooke Sabre, so I'm going to introduce myself as Brooke Sabre.
I'm going to call her Sabre through this whole episode because I've called her that my whole life. But
exactly. But so yeah, we'll just stick with Sabre. So I'm a native of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Me and Venice, we went to school together.
We've been rocking since third grade.
We all went to school together, so this is awesome to be here and be able to discuss different life events and get different perspectives. But graduated from Harrisburg High School, went to Stony Brook. I played basketball there for a while. And then I went on a journey into life and dealing with day-to-day things.
Honey, talk about it.
Now I work right. So now I work at Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. And pretty much I deal with lenders on a day-to-day basis, training them on our in-house processes, and at the same time still trying to find my niche in the entertainment business as far as being a spokesperson and being like a personality.
Mm-hmm. And you model, right?
You know what?
You dabble.
I dabble.
Okay.
I play around.
Y'all look at her Instagram and you can determine whether she models or not. She does it. Yes. But
I try.
At Brooke Sabre on Instagram, y'all can be the determinant factors on that.
No, I try. I really do. I tried to dip into a pool of just trying different things.
I feel you.
With the modeling thing. And I didn't want it to be super sexual, but I'm just super sexual. I just come out of sexual body.
What you got.
So it comes off that way, and I didn't really want that image or that, So I just kind of stopped taking pictures and doing different things. So I wanted to be more of an artistic feel with taking pictures. So yeah, I just tried.
But she still got it, so she can flaunt it. But
if she says so.
But yeah, so Amber, let everyone know, what is Miss Brooke Sabre here to talk about?
So while we have Miss Brooke Sabre here, we thought it would be perfect to talk about dating a man with financial stability on your financial level. How important is it? Is it a factor you should consider when dating? Stay tuned.
24 seconds and you better not stop. You got 24 seconds, can't you beat the shot clock? What you waiting for, little daddy? I ain't got that much time. You seem anxious, you seem adamant, but you ain't pressed my line. Wondering why? No, you ain't shy. I'ma say bye. Better know I won't think twice.
All right, so do you want to get into kind of how we came about this topic?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I forget how we came up.
Okay. So Gucci Mane did an interview, and he was basically talking about what took him so long to propose to, Keyshia. Mm-hmm. And his answer had to do with, he felt like he couldn't provide for her the way a man's supposed to provide for her because he wasn't financially stable in the way that he felt like she deserved. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, financial stability is a key in a relationship, and he got, some backlash for that, because some people were saying like, oh, well, love conquers all, y'all can figure it out and struggle together. But his whole thing was like, if you a man and you're not financially stable, you shouldn't be committing to nobody. So what
exactly. Period. Okay.
I agree.
I totally agree 100%. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you why. In a relationship, there are a lot of different trials and tribulations that you're going to run into in a relationship with just somebody, right?
Right.
If you ever think about it, when you think about people's relationships, what are the probably top 3 things that people argue about? Or
money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Money, infidelity, and I would say
family
issues, or with dealing with
why your mom don't like my cornbread?
Yeah,
like
but the many reasons
money
of
is
why, the main reason. Let me say that. Excuse me. Why people do not last in relationships is because of financial stability.
Preach, girl.
Okay.
Talk about
so my issue with being financially stable, it's not that we're saying, or Gucci, I don't think what he was trying to say is that you have to have millions of dollars to be committed to someone. Right. What he was saying in his circumstance is his wife, he know how she likes to live. The woman that he loves, she lives at this standard. So I'm not going to bring her anything less until I get there. Then I'll present myself to her and say, I want to be with you. I want to marry you because I know I can provide for you as far as what you deserve and how you love to live.
Exactly.
Okay. So how would he be if he came to her financially a mess and just wanted to give her love?
Or like right before he went into jail.
Exactly. It's just like, I feel like, and to build a healthy relationship, you have to have some type of understanding financially, and whether if you're already there or if you're growing towards conquering financial stability. To have a healthy relationship, that has to be established because there's many different. Say if I live a certain way and we're together, I live a certain way, you live a certain way, but I'm used to living lavish. You're not used to living lavish. We come together. How am I going to be happy in a situation where I'm not really too much used to living like? You know, that's I don't know. There's just things that I think about as far as financial stability with someone, especially as a man. I think they tend to forget that just because a woman gets up and grinds and does everything they do on plus a million things more, that they don't deserve to be taken care of. But that's what they're put on this earth to do, is to protect and provide.
Preach.
So,
preach.
As a man, I feel like that is something you should want to do for your love. And, you know, whoever was having backlash is probably because their men don't do that for them, and they have to go out and get it on their own all the time. Now, us women, the lioness of the family, the lions, let me just say, because we're the head of household. At this point,
no, for real. Women do run the household. Let's be real. We run
the household at this point because we cook, we clean and carry the baby, we make money, we work, we do everything.
Exactly.
So it's just like, we want to be taken care of too sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to have that burden lifted off your shoulders so that you can do these womanly things that a man wants you to do. You know what I mean? It's just like, imagine you dealing with a guy that don't do shit and you do everything. Yeah. And you come in the house and he ain't doing shit, but he loves you to death. And he's not doing anything, or he doesn't even have plans or have short-term goals or long-term goals to reach a financial goal. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like to financial stability, or, you know, like, how is that going to play out and work out? I don't understand that, because if you can't provide for me as a man, that means you can't take care of your family. Because what are you doing for my kids? You can't provide for me, you can't provide for my kids.
Exactly.
So if I'm with somebody that can do nothing for me, but provide
that thing, that eggplant insert,
nothing to do with you.
No, I agree.
Nothing to do with you. And if you're not pushing me, or even let's just say you're the financial stable one, and you're not pushing me or teaching me or taking the steps with me to reach financial stability, what are we doing here? Because at the end of the day, my goal is to buy a house, own land, own properties. Those are my types of things that I want to do. But if you don't meet those requirements, I don't feel as though we should waste time.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's something in the black community, because we're so behind. Like, we're so many steps back, because in the white community, that's not a thing. It's just, you know, your man's not coming to you until he's stable. Like, that's just kind of like the norm for them. Because even, I think I talked about this before, but I remember I listened to a podcast, Brilliant Idiots, with Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz, and they talked about their expectations of a woman for black men, expectations for a black woman, and a white man's expectation for a white woman. And the expectations for a black woman are so much higher. And like you said, it's because we've been running, like, we run the world. We've been running the household. They expect us to be educated, work, take care of the kids, take care of the family, do all of this. And then it's like, but then we still have to appease to your ego at the same time. Like, so it's kind of like, when do we get taken care of? Whereas a white man, he wants to provide for his woman, and he just wants his woman to be the nurturer. So it's like, it's like, it's so I think part of the reason why Gucci Mane got so much backlash is because he's speaking from somebody who's rich. And he's kind of like, and like you said, because I didn't even think about that, he knows his woman lives to a
Right.
certain standard. Because Keyshia had her own businesses.
Right.
Like, she was worth,
Exactly.
over $1 million without him. So it was kind of like he knew he needed to be stable in kind of like
Right.
her comfort level.
Exactly.
And I just feel like in the Black community, we just are now learning that. Like, I feel like our generation is kind of the ones who are really starting to learn that. But it's like the whole love conquer all things. Like, boo, I'm sorry, I may love you, but I'm not trying to sleep with no lights on. I'm not trying to sleep and my water's always cold.
Right.
I'm not trying to like,
You don't- right.
and I don't think anything's wrong with that. And I don't think that should be looked down upon. I think that's just like, I think honestly is if you're a man and you feel like love conquers all and y'all should, whatever, I feel like you're too immature to be even considering commitment with somebody.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't want to get a woman involved in a situation where you can't take care of her. Like, why would you want to watch a woman struggle?
Right.
You know what I mean? If you struggle on your own, if that's what's going on, but wait till you can provide.
Yeah, because Black women, we're super women. Like, if something's going wrong, we're going to figure it out. If we got to pick up 2 more jobs plus the one we already have, and then take care of the kids and make sure we're feeding you too, like, we're going to do all of that. But why would you even want to put us in that predicament?
I think also you said something and it just clicked in my mind when you said like the standard between a white woman and a black woman. But also you have to realize a lot of our Black fathers are not involved in their children's lives as well. So only thing that your kids do see growing up is mommy makes it happen.
Yes.
You know, so you all us growing up, we think that our moms are superwomen. Yeah. Really, seriously, because we see them do it all. So,
and sometimes even when you do have a man in the household, you still see your mom do it all. Like, so yeah, I agree with you on that.
So that was my take on things, because they don't see fathers providing as much. Like, we don't see, our kids don't see fathers providing as much.
That's true.
As like the white fathers providing. You know what I mean? You see their dads providing for them. Like, when they're getting their first apartment, they're paying their first month's rent. The first year. I
was going to say the first year.
Getting all their furniture. Us, we got to figure it out. We're always figuring things out. But I think it is a cycle. And it has to be broken with someone. Someone has to understand and learn the value of money, for one. And that's what I'm doing now. That's why I have a financial advisor.
Yes. Hey, now. Get it, girl.
So that I can be wealthy. So when I do have kids, financially, if it's with a mate or, if I'm by myself, my kids understand that they're good and whatever they need or whatever they want, that I can provide for them. And it's not a struggle. A lot of times I feel like in our Black communities, the moms or the fathers are struggling. We're always struggling. We're always trying to find a way out.
Because we're catching up.
Build financial stability. Because then Big Ma dies and we got to pay all her debt off. You know what I mean? And now we're struggling. Yeah. We don't have anything set up for our kids. We don't have funds. We don't have CMAs. We don't have IRAs. We don't have those type of things set up for our kids. So it's a constant struggle from generation to generation to generation. So I believe financial stability also, it starts with the person. You know what I mean? Whether you're with a mate or not, that has to be something that you're willing to sacrifice and build on, just because it's passed on to the next person, the next person. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z, for example. We're talking about, they're good for generations to come.
Oh, they're
financial
set.
stability. That would never be
Blue
a
Ivy.
burden for them.
Blue Ivy is set. Like,
forever.
Y'all destroyed that little girl hair, and one strand of hair is worth your whole entire life. Like, y'all need to stop.
Beyonce said her grandchildren are already on the Forbes list. They're good.
They're good.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, and she didn't lie.
Her great grandkids are set. Like, what? They are good. Like,
she didn't lie. But the thing is, and I'm not saying you have to be a millionaire. Financial stability is doing with the money that you make, or it's just being smart.
Financial
with your
stability
money.
is a mentality.
Yeah,
like, you don't have, like you said, it's not like you have to be a millionaire. You don't even have to be a thousandaire
at all.
But you just, it's a mentality. You need to be able to provide at the level you and your partner and your family are comfortable with.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You have to,
Yeah.
and it has to start. I'm sorry. It has to start with you, and that's my main point that I always want to get across. It has to start with the person, whether it's a female or a male, whoever it is. Before you even come to someone, I feel like I want to be on my best. You know, and even if I'm working towards something, I want them to understand that because I want them to help me at the same time. I don't want to be with nobody that's going to bring me down financially, emotionally, physically. I want to be with someone that's going to always uplift me in that, regardless. Right. So if you are having issues with financial stability, it's either because you don't take pride in your financials or the person you're with isn't helping.
Right.
You know, because it works both ways with men and women. You have NBA players who have millions of dollars and they go get these girlfriends that don't have nothing. They look good, trophies, right?
And then
but what is she doing with you financially to help you?
And then when they're out, they ain't got no money.
They don't got no money.
They didn't spend it all on this
girl.
girl.
Do y'all think men should look for us to be financially well off as well, like the same way we look?
I wouldn't be. That is a good question. I personally wouldn't be offended by that because I know what I'm looking for, and I know for me, I'm not even open to dating right now because I don't feel like I'm in a space to do so because I'm in building mode. And like, unless I have somebody I'm building with, but I'm not even open to that right now. Like, I'm in building mode. So I wouldn't be against that, but I could see why somebody would. But I also think it's because I'm black. Like, because kind of like you said. No, seriously though, because I know, like, I'm not trying to always pull out the race card, but there is a huge cultural difference between a black woman and any other woman, like, period. I don't even want to. Any other person. Like, there is a huge difference between that. So, and all I know is go. Like, because y'all know my mom. My mom is literally my superwoman. I saw her do it all. I saw her hold down the household when things went left. I've seen her do it all. And I can't imagine. Like, my mom got to a space where she financially could cover everything herself. And for me, that's where I want to be at. Like, I don't want to have to rely on my man to be like, I mean, I still obviously want a man to provide, like you said. I want my man to be financially stable, but I still want to be financially stable enough myself that if things go left, I'm good. We're good. My kids are good. He's good, type of thing. So
people are very dependable. I feel like now in today's, everybody depends on somebody else instead of doing what they need to do for themselves. So it's just like, with that, you just have to really be willing to willing to be financially stable yourself. As far as healthy relationships, I feel like it could be a problem. I feel like that's the reason divorce rate is so high. Financials and fidelity, those are the two main reasons. And like I said, what you said with Gucci, it's not about how much money he has. It's about understanding the value of the money, and it's about understanding what you can do for your mate and what you can do for yourself. You know what I mean? So I feel like that just plays a big part. But as far as men, I think they should look into women being on their shit as well. Absolutely. I think it works both ways. I can't sit here and just vouch for the women and not for the men at the same time. I go in on y'all, but I love y'all. I'm a black man, but I'm just saying, like, they need to be more careful of that as well. Look for a woman that is going to help you make money. Like Gucci, she didn't sit on her ass. No, that girl went and she flipped this money and made him more money. Absolutely. But that's the value of having a queen behind you and having somebody that understands money, understands grind, understands hustle. That's really about you and there for you. Because some of these women aren't always there for these guys, but they still deal with them. Now you're in a financial situation where you're paying for her lifestyle that you introduced to her. Exactly. But that's your fault for not understanding the type of woman you were dealing with from the get-go. And that works for the women as well, the type of man you're dealing with. So for men and women, regardless of the situation, understand your worth. And your value and where you want to go, and hopefully the person that you want to be committed to, y'all are on the same path and y'all have the same goals. Because if not, I just honestly believe it is not going to work. There's going to be flaw in that journey at some point. It's just what it is. Because I've dated people that, and I'm not saying levels, or I'm not saying I'm up here and nobody's down here, but as far as where I want to be,
it is though. Sometimes it's like that. Like,
as far as where I want to be, I've dated a guy. And it's nothing but constant drama because you don't even understand my goals or what I want to do because me and you are not on the same level.
Page, yeah.
So I would even play myself to say I want to marry you and move forward when I know you can't provide the type of lifestyle I want.
Not trying to.
You're not trying to. You don't have any goals on trying to. And it's just like, why even put that extra burden on top of, disappointment you're already going to receive from a man? Because at some point in time, we're all going to be disappointed by somebody that we love or that we're with. Right. That's just what it's going to be. Right. Whether we do it or if they do it. That's what happens. That's what relationships are. We get through it. We move on. Right. But if I know financially you're not where you want to be, that's okay. But what are your goals to change that? Right. If you don't have any in place and you don't even care to have any in place, you have nothing for me. Because what I want to do is I want to be wealthy. So if you don't want to be wealthy,
we're not on the same page.
We're not on the same page. I'm not even going to move
forward.
I'm
glad you said that because that was a point I was going to say of like, do you feel like for a man to even approach you, he needs to be at a certain level, or is it more of when you're ready for the commitment that he needs to be at a certain level?
That's tough.
Because I feel like I do think there's a lot of what's the word I want to use? Value in building with somebody because it's something that y'all built together. Right. Even if it's my career, his career, or both of our careers, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes one person needs that support, whether it's the girl or the woman, but like you built that with that person, and so it's kind of like I do see value in that, but at the same time, I guess for me right now in my life, like, because I am in my mid-20s and because I'm building and because, like you said, I'm thinking wealth. I'm not thinking anything really, like, beyond that level. It's kind of like I do need somebody to approach me at least with the same mindset. Right. Exactly. Like, you don't necessarily have to be making, like, $1 million or, even $100,000. Like, you don't need to be making that type of money, but it's just you need to be working towards
I will say, I don't want to have to be out with somebody and be like, can he afford to be, like, paying for these drinks right now? Or, like, it has to at least be on a level of, I feel like don't date if you can't afford to go out and things like that, because
that is the hugest. That is I literally just aired somebody out about that the other day. This dude, no, not me. He was like, he posted on like his thing about how like he'll take a girl, like say you want to go to a specific restaurant, right? Okay. He'll take you to that restaurant, but he'll tell you what on the menu you can't get because he can't afford it.
Okay, so
and it's like if you can't afford it, don't take me there. Honestly, if you can't afford it, you shouldn't even be taking anybody out. Like
if you can't afford it, that means can you afford your meal? How you eating at this point? You should have just said, okay, so my thing around that is it's just guys just being more thoughtful and women being more thoughtful, putting more situation and just more effort into dating and into their mate. And that situation, what you could have did is you could have went to Giant and got a 10-pack of chicken and cooked it, and then we could have did something more romantic at the house.
Yeah, together.
To say, hey, I can't afford this right now. Even if you didn't want to come out and say that, that was a way around it, and go get one rose and put it on a thing. But courting is so not in today's society. Yeah. But there's ways around that. And I'm not saying the person has to be a millionaire once again.
No, they don't.
But the effort is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's what's more important to me.
But that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like the effort and the goal and the ambition to not still be standing in the same spot you were 3 years ago.
Right. Exactly.
You know? So if we're dating in 2015, it's 2018 now, and let's just say you were making $35,000 then, and then you're still making $35,000 2018. What are we doing?
Yeah, like how are we growing? Right.
You know what
Because I can understand a career change type thing. Because I know situations where you might have been in 2015 making 35, and then in 2018 you found yourself still making that, but it's because you decided you want to change career paths. That I understand. But if it's like you said, you're stagnant, I can't do stagnant. Yeah. That makes me uncomfortable.
Anxiety.
I cannot, because the other thing is I can't surround myself with stagnant people, because then I'm going to find myself being stagnant. Like that whole thing of like, your like your network is your net worth is a thing. Like that's true. Like you need to be surrounded by people who have the same mentality as you, or working towards something like you are, and the person you're dating is the closest to you in that sense. So
very true.
Yeah.
So say y'all met a guy who had a lot of money and like he was just willing to say, this is your allowance for the month, like just take care of you, and you didn't have to have a job. Would you go for that?
No. I couldn't, just off the simple fact.
We're just dating?
Just dating.
No.
Oh, we're just dating? Absolutely
No,
not, because there's no commitment. So at any given time,
you
he
can
can
stop
say to
that.
me, get the hell out of my house.
Right.
So
Well, what about marriage? What if somebody wanted to marry you, but they're like, listen, I don't want you to work. I want you to be free with your time. We can vacation when we want, blah, 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 and I'll take care of you.
You know, see, a marriage is different. I feel like me personally, because who I am and my, just how I'm built, I wouldn't just want to sit at home.
Same.
Me neither.
That's just me. But
Same.
there's nothing wrong with women that would just want to sit at home because their husband says, "Hey, babe, I got this, but I want you to be a stay-at-home mom, or I just want you to be able to relax and get up and go when we can because I'm running a lot."
Yeah.
That's understandable because at this point, when marriage, you're one, and I think people just don't take marriage the same anymore. Seriously,
people
anymore.
start treating baby showers like weddings nowadays.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. So I feel like when you're married and that is said, it's a little bit different than when you're dating. When you're dating, absolutely not. There's nothing that a man can tell me that's going to stop me from going to getting it, because at any given time, people wake up with different feelings every day.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wake up tomorrow and you not feeling me. And what I'm supposed to do, get out and figure everything out on my own. Now I'm starting from scratch, and that's what happens. A lot of women always have to start over, rebuild their lives, because they allow a man too much authority.
And a man who gave you no commitment. That's what makes me mad about it. Like, because like you said, it's a difference. The answer to that question is different compared to if I'm married or if I'm dating somebody. Because like you said, I don't imagine myself working at home, but if we're a union and we're married and it makes sense for me to be home, whether it just makes sense, because I know for me, when I have kids, I don't want people taking care of my kids at a very young age unless it's my mom. So in that sense, okay, cool. I'll take off for 5 years or something like that. But if it's like we're dating, one, I think that's controlling, because now you're controlling my movements. You're basically because now you're paying for my life.
Right.
So you really have a say in what I do, kind of thing. And I don't want to give any man that power who doesn't have a commitment to me. Right. So unless you can give me that commitment, I can't accept that. Like,
I agree.
Yeah. I think I would enjoy having my own thing going on, like my own life. I know somebody who dates someone in the entertainment industry. He makes significantly more than her, but she still insists on going half on everything because she doesn't want him to feel like you're in my house, or this is my stuff, and you know what I mean. She wants to feel equally respected in the relationship, and I can respect that.
I do feel like I actually had this conversation with my ex actually at one point when we were considering living together. I'm completely against living with somebody I'm not at least engaged to, but that's a conversation for another day. So we were talking about kind of like the bill splitting thing, and I guess this kind of is a good thing to bring up in this conversation. Do you feel like, so say you're making like $50,000 a year and your man's making $100,000 a year. Y'all aren't married, you're dating, but you decide to move in together. Should all the bills be split 50-50?
No. If I'm living with a man, you're taking care of this mortgage or this rent. Period. That's just what it is. Because there's no point of me, if I can take care of everything, I get the 50-50 thing, but as far as living, and like I go back to, you're here to protect and you're here to provide. If you can't pay the rent where you're living at for us to live, I just don't understand. Now, I get the utilities, I could get the car, get my car, I could get all of that stuff.
But you got to pay
But you should be able to pay the mortgage and the rent. Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I think it should be based off of, I think everyone should contribute the same percentage to the household. So like if I'm making $50,000 and you're making $100,000 and we decide we're both going to contribute 30% or 20% of our salary to the household, then I think that equals it out type of thing. But the whole 50-50 thing bothers me because it's like I'm not going to struggle harder when I know you make way more than
and
that.
The thing is, he's going to end up giving you that money anyway, because if you've devoted half of your whole check to the rent, then you only have this. He's going to end up giving you money for the rest. So the percentage thing makes sense.
Yeah, because I think that evens it out. But I am with you, though, in the sense of, like, you are here to protect and provide.
Yeah, so what are you doing? And it's just like, if I have to pay Okay, 50-50. If that's what y'all want to do, that's absolutely fine. Nothing's wrong with that. But at the same time, it's just like, I feel like a man should step up and be like, babe, I got the rent. You can just get the utilities, you get the TV or something like that. Cable, whatever it may be. I feel like that's a little bit more understanding.
And honestly, that comes out to almost 50-50 because usually when that happens, right, because the man, if he's covering like the rent, you got the groceries, you got the utilities, and then and then women love the host, so anything like decorations in the house, alcohol, all that type of stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not the 50-50 thing. I mean, it goes. I guess it depends what the situation is, what the person makes. Like, say if the woman makes more, way more than the man, that's understandable, and they negotiate something where, she's paying a little bit more than him. That's understandable. That's what they come up with. Yeah, that's why I think the percentage thing is kind of that makes sense. Most, because both of y'all are getting hit equally, even though, 30% of 100,000, that's 30,000, 30% of 50,000. I'm not doing that math right now, but regardless, that's 15, right? I think that's 15. So yeah, it's like y'all both are getting hit equally, right? Versus if I'm making 50,000, you're making 100,000, but we split the bills 50-50. I'm getting killed. So that's what I'm saying. And it's just like, as a man, I wouldn't even allow that to happen. On the strength that you're busting your ass just like I am. So I would hope he would step up and take care of the bill. But I want to get back to what you said about your friend trying to pay half. Because money is power, and money really is power. Like, money is everything. It makes the world go round. Seriously, because you can't go anywhere. You can't think of anything that you want to do or that you want to buy or that, anything in your head costs. Everything in your head costs. You as a person costs. To be
this
here.
Whole set costs.
Everything costs. Everything costs. So when you're a guy with a high status and you have a lot of money, you tend to feel a need that you need to take control of people. It's a sense of it's power. Absolutely. Because with people that have money, that's what you see all these ugly guys. They got a whole bunch of money. With all these, you're like, how you got? Because he got money. Right. He got money, so he controls a lot of stuff. What he says goes, and I think that is great that you said that she wants to, show that, hey, I got my own stuff. I don't need you. I'm here. I work. I don't make as much as you, but I can still take care of myself. And that's why when you were asking about, like, if you were just dating and would you not work if he says so? Absolutely not, because that means he controls you, and that's what happens a lot in today's society. Is all these people, these rappers with a whole bunch of money, they control all these girls because they got money. So these little girls is chasing after a couple dollars. So when this nigga say fly here, you flying there. When he say go over there and do that, you doing it. Like,
and women take it as like a compliment type of thing versus realizing he's really controlling you.
Right? Because if you find out he's doing something that you don't agree with, like,
you can't even say nothing.
What do you want? Yeah, what do you want to do?
Him like, I'm paying your whole life right now. You tripping?
I take care of you. Like, don't say. And that's what guys do, and that's what they use as a controlling factor with women is their money. So as a woman, it's our job to say, I don't care about how much money you got. I'm gonna still do what I gotta do. This is not gonna control me, because guys really use that as a control thing because they don't offer anything else.
Right.
They can't offer you love. They can't offer you stability. Nothing. They can't offer you anything else. Loyalty. So what they do is they use their money to control you. And women do it too. Some women do it too. So it's just like a thing where you have to, like I said, understand your worth and not be controlled by a piece of paper. Right. You know what I mean? And understand the value of money. Right. That's what it always comes down to in a healthy relationship. And I just think, I think it's crazy that guys do use money to control women, but that's just something I wouldn't allow. I would not just say, I'm not going to work because he tells me not to work. I can't even go out and buy pads if I wanted to. I gotta call this damn nigga to say, hey,
it's
can
that time
I
of the month,
$20 so I can go get drinks for my girlfriends? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm moving on my own time. I'm moving on my own terms. We both have our money. We're one. We can financially have a goal and save together, whatever we tend to do. But you're not going to control my life because you have more than me.
Exactly. Right. It's not
or I don't have enough.
Right.
No, that's just
not worth the trade-off.
So I feel like in this conversation, we've gone from saying we want financial stability, but we don't want somebody trying to control us with their financial stability. Is that a good sum?
That is a good
summary.
Yes, that's what it is. We want financial stability, and it's great to have financial stability because that, I believe, takes off a big burden off of both parties.
Yes.
Definitely.
But at the same time, if I'm not as financially stable as my partner, I'm not going to allow the money to control me. You know, I'm still on my lane and my planning of my financial stability and what I can do from what I make, because what he makes not what I make.
Right.
So we still, and once again, like I said, understanding money. So financial stability in a healthy relationship, and is needed for a healthy relationship.
Yes. Yes.
So,
and there's a difference, because I know some people might misconstrue this. We're speaking differently on dating versus marriage. Marriage, you're a union, you're one. That's one decision. Yes. But when you're dating, his money is not your money, and my money is not his money. So y'all got to build your own money. That's the way I look at it.
Things out. That's what you're saying. Figure it out.
Exactly.
Until you get married, until you have that commitment, because even dating, you're not committed.
No.
Even engaged,
you're single until you're married legally.
You're single.
Your W-2 say, are you single, you married, or you separated? That's your three options.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
real.
And even when you're separated, you're still married. So
that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that wraps up today's episode. Thank you so much, Sabre, for stopping by. Make sure you guys follow her. We'll have her information down below in the description box. And if you have any questions or any follow-up questions, let us know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big old thumbs up. And until next time,
when a nigga pull up on me, tell that nigga back. Don't you know all of these niggas wish that they could back that. I'm just saying, boy, you playing, you gon' let it wind down. Got 24 seconds and it's starting right now. Shot clock.